Hello, and welcome to Anime Territory. I'm your host this week, Johnny Roll. With me, as always, is my co-host, Benjamin Soda Boy Shaving.
Okay.
I realized as we started, and while I was doing the wait 10 seconds before we do the clap sync, that I didn't think of a nickname for you.
Wow.
So I'm just calling you Soda Boy.
I do drink a lot of soda.
And you watched Honey Lemon Soda this week. So,
I did.
That's one of the shows we're talking about. So, we are doing our winter 2025 first impressions here. So, we watched 2 to 3 episodes of each of the shows I'm about to list off. Just because those are the episodes that are out at time of record. Technically, there's one that we could have watched a third episode of, but we're busy this week.
Which one?
Promise of Wizard has a third episode out.
Okay.
So, we're going to be talking about Promise of Wizard. We're going to be talking about Ameku, MD, Dr. Detective. We're going to be talking about I May Be a Guild Receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. We're going to talk about I'm Getting Married to a Girl I Hate in My Class. And then you're going to talk about Sakamoto Days, Zenshu, and Honey Lemon Soda. Mm-hmm. And I will talk about Medaka Kuroiwa is Impervious to My Charms. The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You, Season 2. And Okitsura fell in love with an Okinawan girl, but I just wish I know what she's saying. Well, those are all the shows that we're talking about. Whether or not, what our first impressions are, if we're going to continue, if we're going to recommend the other person on the podcast should watch the show that we're watching, and whether or not you should watch it. So I mean, let's dive in. Show number 1. Let's talk about Ameku, MD, Dr. Detective, which is the first of these shows that we watched together, I think. Or was it I'm Getting Married to a Girl I Hate in My Class?
I think we watched that one first.
Okay. But there was 3 episodes of this show out right away, where we watched only one of that right away. So that's what I'm thinking of. What's your initial impressions of Dr. Detective?
I think it might be a guilty pleasure, but I really like this show.
Yeah, I like it too.
I'm a sucker for detective shows, so... Mm-hmm.
Which we should really watch more Detective Conan now that I've finished the manga.
Finished the manga.
Caught up.
Sorry.
I'm on chapter 1036, which I think is the last one that has been released. Or maybe 1037. Anyway, I am all caught up on the Detective Conan manga. This is a segment within a segment. We're talking my Detective Conan check. Hold up. Chapter 1137 just came out yesterday, but it's only on my site in Italian right now, so I'm going to have to wait for...
So you are English language caught up.
Yeah, I'm English language caught up with the scanlations, I should say. So okay. I don't know if there's like an official one out there, but yeah, sorry. That'll end my Detective Conan check. But yeah, I mean, it's Doctor. There was a 2-parter and then a single part, so I'm glad it's not all 2-parters.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd give this a 7 for sure. A strong 7.
What if House was a cute anime girl and a little nicer?
And is House a detective show?
No.
I mean, he's like diagnosing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He finds the mystery diagnosis. Where is this one? Is an actual like criminal element to it?
It does. Well, the first one did.
The first one did, yes.
The second one was more...
Yeah,
medical.
But it almost felt like they were like investigating a supernatural occurrence.
That is true.
Or like, is it hypnosis sort of thing? And it's like, no, it's just a medical thing. You know, it was a coincidence. So,
but yeah, I really had fun with this first 3 episodes. So yeah, definitely a 7.
Yeah. I mean, like, we'll see how it goes. It has potential to be better than that. But it's just like, it's a detective story that I like. Mm-hmm. So that's an automatic 7. Like, we'll see where it goes from here. I
grew up on 2 things. Medical shows and detective shows. So, like, it's hitting those 2 shows.
Yeah. I mean, and they pulled... I mean, how many seasons did it take for Psych to do it was a T-Rex bite? Where they pull it out in the first episode.
Might have been season 3-ish, maybe?
They're like, that's a dinosaur bite. It's episode 1, dinosaur bite. We did it.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely. I would say we're gonna keep watching this, and I would say if you like detective shows, you should you should
Check
watch
it out.
this. So, okay, then I guess I'll talk about the first one that I want to talk about, which I'll just go with the 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You, Season 2. I mean, it is... I've only been introduced to one more girlfriend. There's only been one to join the polycule there, but...
So how many do we have now?
Don't even ask me. There's
I don't need names. I just need a number.
No. I have to go through to get the numbers.
Okay.
And I'm not going to give you names. I'm going to give you attributes.
Gotcha.
There's horny girl,
Okay.
who's otherwise just like normal. There's tsundere.
Okay.
There's horny girl's mom.
What?
Yep, that's a plot point.
Interesting. I have to watch this show.
There's the chemist who's obsessed with making weird drugs.
Ooh. Okay.
There's the quiet girl who uses a phone to talk because she's too quiet otherwise.
So Moeka? From Sandscape? Shining Finger.
It's more of a... She like has a text-to-speech app is the thing. Instead of...
Oh, okay.
Because she's just so actually quiet that you can't hear her. It's not necessarily a shy thing. There's the efficiency cool girl.
Okay.
Let's see. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. That's like 6. Let's see. Well, the new one that got introduced now is Endless Stomach.
Okay.
She gets hungry really easily, and she's irritable when she's hungry.
Gotcha.
And she can just eat a lot. Am I missing somebody? I think that's it. Man, I feel really bad for the girl if I am missing one.
Well, she can't be that important.
Well, it's been a while since I've watched the original series there. So
do you have a favorite as of now?
Maybe the tsundere.
Of course.
Well, like the first 2 girls, horny girl and tsundere, were introduced at the same time.
Okay.
And they're also basically in love with each other, but refuse to admit it.
Interesting.
So when they like there'll just be scenes where it's like, oh yeah, we're all like sleeping in the same room, and when we woke up, they were like basically cuddling and making out with each other in their sleep. but when they're awake, they hate each other. So I like that dynamic, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I missed anybody. I'm looking at the picture now. I don't think I missed anybody right now. So. Okay.
So 7 down, 93 to go.
Yep, 7 down, 93 to go. That's where we're at here.
They're gonna get to a point where they just start doing like the 7 dwarfs. Like there's this itchy scratch.
I don't know. Well, like this time when the latest girl joined the polycule, they're just like, "What's her deal?" And he's just like, "Hungry girlfriend." And they're like, "That's not a trope." But
hold on, I gotta add that to the band list.
hungry. Well, I think the subtitle said GF, but I think it's funnier when you say hungry girlfriend.
Well, that's still a good band name.
Yeah.
Hungry girlfriend.
Yeah. Now, I would say, and I don't know how true this is, but it feels like in these first 2 episodes, they're breaking the fourth wall more often. Not that it's not unheard of, I think, in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's just it seems like it's happened quite a bit for just 2 episodes.
Okay.
But I don't know. I love it. I say I love it. I like it. It's like a 6.
How many realies does it out of 5?
Okay, so I have to give it how many realies? I guess right now I got to give it 7 realies out of 5. 1 for each
7
girl.
out of 5?
Wow. Perfect score. 7 out of 5. I just said that because that's the number of girlfriends. I don't know, like 2.5 realies.
2.5 realies.
Really.
Gotcha.
I don't know. It's trash and I like it, so I don't recommend you watch it.
Okay.
I mean, unless you want to watch some trash harem bullshit, but
I typically don't really
God
like that
is a character
stuff, but...
in the show.
Oh yeah?
He's like, the premise is like Everybody gets a soulmate, and if you don't, after you meet your soulmate, if you don't like get together and get married, you will die like a tragic death or whatever. Damn. You'll die young if you don't get up with your soulmate.
That means we're still good.
And God is like, also, I fucked up. You've got 100 soulmates, so good luck. If you
so does it mean
he
has to marry all of them?
Yeah, he's got to become a couple with all of them. Otherwise, they'll die tragically young.
Okay. Ooh, that sucks.
Yeah. Luckily, he can tell who his soulmates are right away after meeting them, because it's like there's like a little spark when you meet. But for you, again, fucked up. It's going to be really powerful. You're going to notice it. It's normally an unconscious thing, but this you're going to notice.
Gotcha.
So he's like, I can't choose between tsundere and horny normal girl, so I guess I just gotta pursue the harem route. I have to, otherwise these girls will die.
I got you. But he wouldn't die if he rejected one, because he still has 99 more.
Yes,
but they only have the one.
Yes, so he's gotta get with all of them.
Okay. That is an interesting premise.
Yeah, and it's been fun. So I don't know, maybe you'd like it, but I wouldn't be like you have to watch it. And
I got you.
I'm not going to force you to like watch it for the show or whatever. But I've been having fun. Cool. I think there's only 2 episodes of season 2 out right now, so this is one that we only got 2 as of time of recording. Mm-hmm. So, but I know I'm going to keep watching it. So, okay, which one do you want to talk about?
Let me start, I guess, with Zenshu.
Okay.
So, basic premise is this up-and-coming animation director is having problems storyboarding her new upcoming rom-com. She eats some bad clams and is teleported to a world. That world being, like, her favorite anime she grew up watching. So now she's in that world. That world is basically... There's only one kingdom left. They're fighting the Starship Trooper bugs. That's what they looked like to me. Yeah. Anyways, and she knows the plot. She knows what's going to happen because she's watched this anime.
Mm-hmm. Yamcha dies. Yep, I remember.
Yeah, but has this power to where she can like draw something and it comes to life. So she uses that to like defeat all the bad guys. And that's it right now.
Does she change the plot of the story?
Yes, kind of. They haven't focused on that a whole lot. There is one thing where she's like, well, this happens, but it happens like later and it happened earlier than she expected. So it has changed, but we haven't gotten to that far yet.
Things might be course correcting. Okay. Mm-hmm. Does it seem like she's trapped in this world, or does it seem like, oh, you'll be able to like go back and then use this and then go?
Right now, it seems like she's trapped.
Okay.
Again, only 3 episodes, but right now she's trapped.
Okay.
It's okay. It's fun. Nothing like world beater though. It's not gonna be like.
Sorry, what do you mean by world beater?
It's not gonna like blow your socks off.
Okay.
It's just your kind of typical.
Yeah,
portal fantasy. It's not technically. I don't know if you died or not.
Ben, an isekai is not just for people that die.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you need to get past that. It happens a lot where people are reincarnated, but it is not a requirement of the genre.
Mm-hmm. That's my requirement, though.
That's your requirement. Otherwise, you're going to call it portal fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My requirement for calling it portal fantasy is it's before isekai became a term. That's when I'll call it portal fantasy.
Yeah. Anyways, show's okay. It has fun parts. Does have an interesting premise. I'm not really expecting much though. Right now, I'd give it 6-ish, maybe a 7.
But. Okay. Would you recommend I get caught up?
I don't think you have to. Again, I don't think this is going to be something that you might like it, but I don't think you're going to really like it. So okay. I think you could skip it.
All right. I might watch it. It's just one of those things where I'm like, okay, well, your work schedule is so different than mine. So there are just days where like, well, I want to hang out with Ben and watch stuff because it's like a Tuesday. Nobody else is going to hang out. But you're working until 9, so or 10 if it's the summer. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll just watch an anime. What should I watch? And that sounds like a contender there. So.
Yeah. So you might like it, but again, it's okay.
Yeah. I can skip it. So, which means I'm assuming our listeners can skip it too. Okay, so let's just talk about Promise of Wizard next.
Okay.
So this one's got wizard in the title, which intrigued me because I'm a wizard.
The title is Promise of Wizard. They
delivered.
They delivered.
There are wizards.
There are a bunch of wizards.
Yeah, not very many witches. They mentioned witches once, but it's been all boys so far. And then the great sage, the one who's summoned from our world, is a girl. So it's like, okay, I guess this is gonna go to the reverse harem route.
Yeah,
which is fine. It's just okay, but it's not for me. Those are all boys.
They're all boys.
I guess there's one girl, and I guess I'll be happy if she's happy.
They're all beautiful boys.
But those are beautiful boys, dang you. Look at this.
There's too many.
And one of them's a ghost or something, and a twin ghost.
Yeah.
Twost.
A twost. It'd be a twolpa? Twolple?
You trying to say tulpa plus twin?
No,
Twolpa?
couple.
Oh, okay. Twuple? I'm in a twuple with those guys.
Yeah.
What?
Well, one's a ghost. What?
I'm in a twipple? A twin thruple?
But one's a ghost.
A thwipple. I'm in a thwipple.
A thwipple.
Yeah. THW. Upple.
Ipple. Okay.
Thwupple.
I don't know. We're getting caught up on the
I'm trying to say thwip like the Spider-Man noise.
Okay.
Thwip. But when you're dating two twins.
Okay. You're dating two twins or a set of twins?
You're dating a set of twins.
Okay.
They are each a singular twin. So you're dating two twins.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I don't know. This show is fine. It's not.
It's not for me. I'm skipping. I'm done.
You're not even going to watch episode 3?
I'll give it a third episode, but right now, I'm done.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe the story if it goes somewhere, but right now it's just kind of not gone anywhere. So it's just like here's some wizard boys. Here's
really
some humans that are different than wizards.
That hate the wizards.
Yeah, but they need to work together to fight the moon. And this one wizard, there's something going on with him. You might have seen some sort of time travel older version of him, but now the current version of him is just in love with the moon and is annoying.
Who isn't in love with the moon? I mean, come on, get over it.
I don't know. I could take or leave the moon. Like, I'm glad it's there, but if we had evolved on a planet with no moon, I don't think I would miss it.
Okay. Wow. Didn't know you're so anti-moon.
It's called anti-lunar.
Anti-lunar.
I don't know. I just made that up. Okay. Anyway, Promise of Wizard is a skip.
Yep.
I will at least watch the 3rd episode. After that, I can't make any promises of wizards.
I was going to say if you did.
Okay. Which one do you want me to talk about next? Do you want me to talk about Okitsura or Impervious to My Charms? Okinawan or Impervious?
Do Impervious.
Okay. So Medaka Kuroiwa is impervious to my charms. Classic story. Girl is pretty and realizes that, wait a minute, I'm so pretty, I'm the top of the world. Everybody loves her. Introduced to a new boy who just seems to be annoyed at the sight of her.
Okay. So
she's like, I have to get this boy to fall for me, otherwise other people will start to not do the things that I want. I'm the queen bee, damn it. Why won't this one rogue element come under my control? So she's just like increasingly like trying to get his attention. I finished watching The Disastrous Life of Psyche K. There's a character, one of the side characters or the main character's friends or whatever, is basically the same story of like, oh, I'm God's favorite person. Everybody loves me. Except for this one dude, and now I'm intrigued. It's that story again. But this time there's no supernatural elements. Turns out the guy is indeed attracted to her, but he grew up in a temple training to be a monk, and he's only at a mixed gender school just so that he can like deal with being around women. So like when he's irritated and stuff, it's him trying to like repress boners of like
Okay.
Clear of mind, clear of body, purge all thoughts. And he's just like constantly like looks like he has a migraine every time. And at one point he's like, can you just like not talk to me unless this is important? It's kind of painful for me to be around you. And so she's interpreting that as, man, he really doesn't like me. And he's interpreting that as, why do you keep tempting me, woman? I'm supposed to be the head of this temple that likes cats or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that's the story. I'll keep watching it.
Okay.
I don't think you need to watch it, though.
Okay.
I'll let you know if it gets good.
Okay.
I will give it a 6. I don't know. 6 is something where it's like, I will keep watching it. That's a score where I will keep watching it, but I won't recommend it.
Okay, I got you.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. We met like one other character who the main girl thinks is also in love with the boy, but it's like, oh no, she's just obsessed with me and wants me to, it's like she thinks that I'm in love with the boy, but obviously I'm not. I just need him to come under my sway. She's got the wrong idea. Also, that's a lot of pictures of me you've taken. It's most certainly stalker-like actions, but I guess she's like, well, that's to be expected from people. So, yeah, I'll let you know if it gets spicy or good or anything like that. I will also say the first episode is primarily the show is primarily through her eyes, but you really don't know. I don't think there's any hint until maybe the very end of the first episode of like why this guy is sick of her, which is nice. It's not like an immediate like, oh well, he's got this reason. Like we learn it, first or second episode, but it's still like, okay, where is this going? What is this mystery here?
He's not a vampire.
Is he gay? It's fine, but if he's gay, but they didn't pull that card. He's just celibate.
Gotcha.
So, which is also fine, I suppose, but. Okay, so that, I'm just crossing that off. Talked about that one. Okay. Can you tell me about Honey Lemon Soda?
Honey Lemon Soda is about a high school girl who was bullied in middle school, so that she has, like, no self-confidence.
Same.
So she goes to a high school mainly because of a chance encounter with a boy with blonde hair and had lemon soda on him when they met.
That's good enough reason for me to choose a high school.
And right now the show is just basically about her just trying to break out of her shell, becoming a different person. So yeah, I like the show. It's more rom-dram rather than rom-com, which I appreciate. And yeah, that's about it.
So what score would you give it?
Right now it's 7.
7. Okay. So do you think I should get caught up and watch this?
This one I think you should.
Okay.
Again, I'm not expecting to go above 7, but for me, 7's good.
Should I get caught up so that we can continue watching it together?
Yes, because that incentivizes me more to watch it.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. Then, okay, would you recommend our audience watch Honey Lemon Soda?
Sure. I think so. Especially if they like romance.
Okay, rom-drums. Okay.
I would recommend this one. I like it. It's cute.
So which of the ones that we covered together, or that we watched together, do we want to talk about next?
We can either stay with the romance or we can move to fantasy.
Let's stick with the romance. Let's get the romance done here.
Okay.
So, we'll talk about I'm Getting Married to a Girl I Hate in My Class, which I've actually read some of the manga for before I knew that this was going to be an anime. I actually still have it like bookmarked there. But it would release in like weird releases, and I don't think people were really like, it wasn't like a main focus of we have to get this out right away sort of thing. And there would be like, well, this is chapter 28 and this is chapter 28.2, and I'm like, what? And it's like the same chapter again, but maybe improved artwork or something, or a slightly different translation. And it was kind of like confusing as to when stuff was coming out. So I got to maybe like, I don't know, somewhere around the high 20s, early 30s of the chapters before I like set it aside, be like, well, I guess I'll wait till there's more out, and then just haven't really looked at it. So
okay.
I just went back to the page. Now it's giving me manga online error. So
I don't know what that means.
It means it can't load the page I was on because it's gone now.
Okay.
So I might need to find a different way to read that if I want to read it, or I'll just watch the show and see if the show finishes everything. Because I think it's, from what I've seen on the subreddit, it's a pretty short manga. It might like all be out now, sort of thing.
Okay.
As far as the show goes, I'm not really jiving with it right now. I feel like I like the manga, so I want to watch the show because I think it's going to get better.
I did not like the first episode.
I kind of sensed that.
The second and third episodes though got me back a little bit.
Yeah.
Once they started like liking each other,
talking to each other about things.
That I'm like, okay, there's some gas cooking right now.
Yeah. The main girl, is like a little standoffish. But I think she's mellowing out right now and becoming a more likable character as a result too. Of like, okay, you're not just like yelling at him 24/7. You're meeting halfway, so this will be a thing. Because like I like tsunderes, but this was just like soon.
Yeah,
there wasn't hidden romantic feelings, but maybe there'll be something that blossoms once she like stops being so aggressive against him.
Which we've seen that already, I think.
Yeah. She's like, okay, I can be calm or whatever. And she's kind of had her revealing moment of like, this is why I decided to agree to the marriage. Of like, I have this goal and I can achieve this goal with my grandmother's money if we get married. And we haven't really seen, I know there's a moment coming for him from what I remember from the manga of like, she sees another side of him as to why he is the way that he is. And that shoe hasn't really dropped yet. Okay. So, I'd be interested in seeing how it goes from there once that's been like established, and they're like, okay, this is why you are the way that you are.
Gotcha.
So we'll keep watching this one. Right now, I'd give it a 6.
Yeah, this is like a 6 right now. Again, there's still things I don't like about it, but there's enough in there to keep watching.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So let's go. I'll talk about the last one that I watched by myself, which is Okitsura. Fell in love with an Okinawan girl, but I just wish I know what she's saying.
Okay.
So the premise of this is a Japan mainlander, moves to the island of Okinawa.
Okay.
Now, Okinawa has its own like language, so a lot of people that live there kind of speak both languages, which really means they speak a blend of both. Like, kind of like
there's that island, I think, is it Georgia or South Carolina that kind of has that?
Well, I was kind of thinking like Hawaii has its own language, but also English is the official language. So like there'll be people that like speak exclusively in Hawaiian, but it's normally the older generation, or or like Mexican families in the U.S. where it's like, yeah, we kind of speak Spanish at home, but it's sort of Spanish/English, and the kids are more proficient with English than the parents are at Spanish, sort of thing.
Okay.
But basically, they have this traditional language that most of the people on the island will speak a little bit of, but not much, and it's mostly the older people that speak it a lot. Well, this guy, as he moves here, he gets a crush on just this, beam of pure light in the form of a girl, of just like, oh, she's just fun and nice and outgoing, and, kind of was one of the first people to start talking to me in school. But the problem is that she speaks almost exclusively in this other language.
Okay.
And is disappointed in the young folks for not speaking it more. So he cannot understand like half to 3/4 of what she says.
Okay.
Now enter like her cousin or some close friend of hers that does know the language really well, but speaks primarily in regular Japanese, and she kind of translates for him. So he's got a crush on the girl that just speaks the one language, but the girl that translates has a crush on him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
it's a love angle.
Yeah, and it's like I'm rooting for her. I'm rooting for that translating girl because she's sort of shy too. So I'm like, oh, okay,
gotcha. Cheering for the underdog.
There was a scene where he first goes to the island. They like flash back to when the shy girl first met him, which is like he was right off the plane from the island and he wanted to go see the beach, and she was there with like her little kids, or her little siblings, and they were like, "Are you a time traveler? You have tomorrow's edition of Weekly Jump." And he's like, "What? No, this is today's edition. I bought it at the airport." And they're like, "No, Jump comes out on Tuesdays. This is a Monday. Are you a time traveler?" And he's like, "No, Jump comes out on Mondays on the mainland. And it doesn't reach the island until Tuesdays." And they were like so disappointed. And then like they flash back forward to when they were telling the story. And the one girl that just speaks in the Okinawan language is just like appalled of like, "Jump comes out on Mondays in the mainland. What the hell?" Like that. It was good stuff. It's it's sort of a like, hey, we're gonna introduce. I'm assuming it's a ploy by the Okinawan government to just kind of like teach people about Okinawan traditions and the language.
Okay,
but you hide it behind a little
that, or maybe like the creators from Okinawa, so they like. Based it around there,
but they'll just be like, "What's the deal with this?" And then okay.
Well,
this part of our culture is these little weird like bulldog spirit looking demon guys that are on people's houses. Well, they started as this, and they were made from this, and this is why they look like this, supposedly. Or they'll be like, "Oh, here's this food item," and
okay.
So it's just like, okay, but you're doing a good enough job of like having an actual, I don't know, basis of a little romantic triangle going on here that I'll sit through this. A show that it kind of reminds me of doing the same sort of things. There's a show called Dagashi Kashi, something like that, which is again, they have a little like love triangle thing going on, but it's centered around a guy who's the inheritor of a small candy shop, or he's the heir of one. And one of the characters who's the heir of a big candy corporation that wants the main guy's like grandpa or dad to go work for their candy corporation. But it's just like, okay, there's this, and then there's another girl thrown in, and we will we'll have this little love triangle, but really it's just sort of going to be bits based around different types of candy you can buy at this store. Okay. It's like, oh, like we're going to have fun with this type of candy / toy thing that you can get. And I never really finished that show because it just sort of went into okay, there's not much actually happening here. And like every episode is like 2 or 3 like smaller episodes packed into one where it's just sitting around some different sort of treat, and it's like, okay, I get what this is doing. And this time I'm going to fall off on watching it instead of continue watching it. But Okinawan one, I think I'm going to keep watching. I think they're doing a better blend here. So,
okay. Should I watch it?
I think you'd like it. I'm not going to force it, though.
Okay.
I think if you're into the same sort of stuff as me, viewers, I think you would like it too. So, your last one here is Sakamoto Days.
Yes. So this one is about, there's a legendary hitman named Sakamoto who gave it all up to get married and start a family. And now he works and owns a convenience store, and he's fat.
Nice.
Yeah. So, like, his former partner ends up finding him, and that partner, who is psychic, was tasked with killing him. Because once you leave the Hitman Association, whatever they have, you don't live. You die. So he was sent to kill him. Sakamoto kicks his ass, and he's just like, well, I can't do it anymore. So he like pleads for the gang to save his life or spare Sakamoto's life.
Mm.
They decline, and then Sakamoto kicks their ass.
Okay.
The gang's ass. That's like the first episode. And now the former partner name.
Please tell me he works at the convenience store now.
He now works at the convenience store.
Yeah!
And then the second episode, they save a girl from like a rival gang who killed the girl's family. They beat up two like sadistic serial killer hitmen, which is fun. They get another really fun action scene. And now the girl works for them. So now
we're building up a team.
Yeah, there's only 2 episodes out, but it seems like it's just going to be like a hitman shows up to try to kill Sakamoto, and Sakamoto kicks their ass. You're going to get different styles of hitmen. Like the opening, I swear there's a guy with a head horse or a horse head. So I'm just that's the one thing that's like.
What do you mean by a head horse or horse head?
I meant horse head.
Okay, so it's a man with, instead of having a human head, he's got a horse's head.
Yes.
And or is wearing some sort of elaborate mask.
Yes. I don't know what it is, but I want to find out.
Okay.
But yeah, this one is really fun. I want to keep watching. I think you would like it.
Okay. We should note this one is on Netflix.
Yes, this one is on Netflix.
Everything else that we've talked about so far has been Crunchyroll.
Correct.
So,
but yeah, I would definitely, again, only 2 episodes out, so still need the third one, but the first 2 episodes are really fun. I really, really liked it.
Okay. Yeah, I think I might get caught up on some of these shows you're talking about this weekend when you're working. So, but yeah, this one is one that, well, like I'd seen like, I don't know, not quite the whole preview of it, but like it'll play little clips when you stay hovered over it on Netflix for too long, which you know, sometimes we just do because we're talking or we open it up and we went to go get something or what have you. So yeah, I think I'll check this one out for sure. So
this is definitely a check out for anybody.
Now the last one, and I don't know, not the least, I guess, but it's not. We didn't save the best for last.
Yeah,
but,
we did not.
We're going to talk about I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time, which I like. I like this show.
It's okay.
I'm giving it a 6 right now. I'll see how it goes.
So right now it's the season of 6 and 7s.
Yeah, nothing has really jumped out as this is amazing, and really only promise of Wizard has been like I'm going to drop this.
Yeah.
And Ameku MD could turn out to be great. Like I might bump that up to an 8 if it stays consistent. It just feels too early to give it that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this one is basically girl has this cushy receptionist job that she likes because it can allow her to have this lifestyle she wants. But these dang dungeons keep making her work overtime.
These dang dungeon bosses that nobody can beat, so everything just gets flooded with quest requests, and she's got to do all. She can't get her paperwork done during the day because she's too busy working with customers, and now she's got to work overtime.
I just feel like they would have.
And if the dungeon boss would just die, then the quest would quiet down, and I'd be able to clock out on time and appreciate my cushy job. So I guess I'll go kill them. I've got a big hammer and super strength.
She has like some super powerful weapon or something that they keep hinting at.
Yeah, they're like, so for what I picked up, people in this world have different skills that they can earn or be born with. And there's like, we can learn like up to this level of skill. This is the most powerful level of skill. But we theorize that there's other like powerful skills that maybe like dragons or shit can use, or maybe our ancient ancestors could use.
I think you can get if you beat these big bosses.
Well, it's like the one guy calls them Dia skills, which is like god skills or whatever.
Okay.
And then it just also happens that when she defeated the dragon, it dropped some sort of like Dia artifact, which is not necessarily the same thing as a Dia skill.
That's true.
But he's just like, your skill is to summon this giant hammer. I saw it with my own eyes. That's not a thing that skills can do. They're like, I make things sturdier. That's like my high level skill. I'm a good. I can make my shield sturdy and not
other
move.
Things.
Yeah, I can make other things sturdy. Yeah. And you just summon a hammer and soloed a dragon. So like, is that a Dia skill? I'm gonna go ahead and assume you got one. Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, Receptionist Girl is like, don't you fucking reveal my secret or I will destroy you.
I will get fired and I will
see this indestructible dragon orb Dia thing that like is super hard? I'm gonna break it with my bare hand. Leave me the fuck alone. Don't tell anybody it's me. Mm. And he's just like, I need her for my party
and nothing else.
And nothing else. That's
definitely not attracted to her in any way.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm not attracted to her, but that's not what I'm looking for, or is it? Anyway, she's able to like stave him off for like I will destroy you. Mm-hmm. Somebody threatens the town with a big golem, and she's like, all right, I gotta go deal with this. But because she did it in such a public place, the leader of the guild that she works as a receptionist as is able to use one of his skills to like track her down from that. And he's like, I challenge you, and that's where we're at right now. So
this one only had 2 episodes, right?
This one only has 2 episodes.
Okay, so
we ended on the I challenge you to a fight, and she's like, fuck. 2 people know about my thing now. Mm-hmm. And all I want to do is just work. All I want to do is work 9 to 5 and go home to my house and bathe. And now my house is destroyed by a golem, which means I have to work overtime
to get my house fixed.
And also, I've been doing this illegally. I've not had an official license. I faked a license using my job to go solo this shit. So,
I guess like the main theme of this is like, I get it. She doesn't want to work overtime.
I most certainly get it. I had to work overtime this week, and I'm mad. I didn't even work today. I didn't work overtime, but I still didn't get home until 5 o'clock because I had to go to the office.
Doesn't that suck?
Yeah. Like, I got out right on time, but then I'm like, well, now I need to go to the bathroom. And then I got outside of my car, and I'm like, I don't have my phone. I left it in the bathroom. Now I need to go walk.
Oh, you left it in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Damn.
And it's like, and it's not just like the bathroom down the hall. It's like, no, I gotta go downstairs and then go, walk through this hallway and then back. And it's like, okay, now got home at 5 o'clock or whatever. So it's just, I like working from home. And if it was the other night when I worked till 6, I didn't get home till 6:15. I don't like it. I get it. I'm with her 100%. Kill that dragon. Slay, queen. Slay.
Slay.
But yeah, I don't know. This one's like a 6 right now.
Yeah, it's like a 6. But
it could go up. It could go.
Yeah.
I am going to just make a guess here that I'll move my score to a 7 by the end of the show.
Okay. I'm predicting it's going to say 6.
Okay.
But
I'm a little bit more generous, I think, with scores than you are sometimes.
A little bit, yeah.
And other times I'm like, nah, fuck that shit.
I keep telling myself I need to get a little bit more stricter with.
Yeah, I feel bad giving something like a 5, but I really should be giving 5. Just means okay.
I just feel like I give too many 7s when I should be giving 6s.
Most certainly give too many 7s.
Maybe even 8s. I give too many.
Because we gave Ameku MD Doctor Detective a 7, but it's it's probably the best show on this list.
Yeah, I still think that's fair. I just don't think there's not a lot of bangers this season.
Yeah, there's nothing that's really, if there's no Dan to Dan of this season, there's no Sunny Boy of this season. Whereas Sunny Boy is not an everyone banger, but it's an us 10 out of 10 banger. Mm-hmm. Whereas what do we give? An 8 to Dan to Dan.
I think I gave it an 8, I think.
Yeah. That episode will come out next time. We recorded that one already. Mm-hmm. Spoilers. We gave that one an 8. 8.5 maybe.
Do you want to make the quick note that we are watching Blue Box still?
I don't need to make the quick note that we're watching Blue Box still. You just did it.
Okay, cool.
We're still watching.
Should we give
Blue
our
Box.
hot take on that?
Yeah, we should most certainly give our hot take on that.
Hina's best girl,
Yeah,
pink haired.
yeah, the pink haired girl is best girl, not the main basketball girl. Gymnast girl. She's great.
Yeah.
We know her feelings.
We might talk about that later.
The other one's a little wishy-washy on stuff. And, like, even if she's like, oh, yeah, I do like that guy, I don't see where it's coming from, per se, because we don't get a lot of stuff from her perspective.
Whereas we're just not getting a lot of direct
her perspectives
on her side.
So it's just sort of all like, okay, we know this guy likes her, but...
The only thing we really get are just, like, little one-sentence things after she talks to the guy.
Yeah. And we know that, I mean, at this point, I think we know that she likes him, but she's just like, I live with him, that would be awkward.
We don't know exactly, I guess, how much she likes him.
Yeah. But she's like, there's a little bit there.
But we are watching Blue Box.
Yeah. And I'm still watching Dragon Ball Daima, which has still been okay. It's whatever, man. I don't know. I have to watch it. It's legally required.
Wow.
Don't tell the police I haven't watched Dragon Ball Superheroes yet.
Wow.
That movie with 3D animation that I've been holding off watching. And Orange Piccolo. I haven't seen the Orange Piccolo movie yet. I'm sorry, boys.
Is it a different Piccolo, or did he just turn orange?
He makes from my understanding, he makes a wish to have a more powerful form. And so the dragon is like, you can turn purple, or you can turn orange now. So it's the same Piccolo, but he's got like a transformation now to turn orange. Because he made a wish for the dragon to get a more powerful form.
Okay.
So that's my understanding. Orange Piccolo.
Did he turn into like a clarinet?
Yeah, he transforms into a clarinet. I mean...
I'm trying to think of a more powerful Piccolo.
There were when...
Piccolos are like smaller, right?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. There was... when... Before Piccolo Jr., who's the Piccolo that is in Dragon Ball Z, was born, there was Demon King Piccolo.
Mm-hmm.
And he would just like give birth to like dragon dinosaur monsters. Okay. Which is not a thing we've seen any other Namekian do, but it's like it was part of Dragon Ball before we realized he was an alien sort of thing.
I think I knew that.
So they got his like children / minions are there's drum and piano and cymbal.
Okay.
Which I think they were all percussion instruments now that I'm thinking about it.
Is there like a Tiffany?
No.
Or like timpani?
Was there a bassoon?
Let's see, a bassoon.
There's one that like died right away and Yajirobe ate him.
Okay.
And then like piano was his little...
Should I know who Yajirobe is?
Yajirobe is the fat guy with a sword. Who likes to eat.
Yeah. Okay.
I live in Corden's Tower now, and I just eat.
So I thought that was, but I don't think that was in the cheat sheet or the...
You ate my fish, Goku.
Does he sound like Muscle Man?
I don't... This is my Yajirobe impression. I don't know what to tell you. He does sound like Muscle Man. And now I'm losing. I had it.
Who
I
else
lost
sounds like Muscle Man?
Yajirobe!
My mom.
God, it might be the same voice actor. I'll have to look that up.
Okay.
I may also be getting it mixed up with like the Team 4-Star Dragon Ball Z abridged Yajirobe, who might just sound a little like Muscle Man to begin with. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean that's everything we're watching this season as of right now. If there's something else we should be watching, let us know, because like I haven't been using my High Dive as much as I should. I mean, I pay for it. Mm-hmm. I only pay once a year for the whole year.
That's not bad.
You know,
we should definitely be. I think that Oshinoko is on there, so that's probably the big High Dive show right now.
Oh yeah, Oshinoko. That's like the idol one.
Yeah,
that one's like. So that's from the same guy. It's from the manga is from the same author as the Love is War.
Oh really?
Yeah. But it's like, from my understanding, is like this guy is a huge fan of this pop star, and then he idol or whatever, and then he dies and is reborn as her like secret baby that nobody else knows about, and is like still attracted to her or something. And it's like, I don't think I can watch this. And also it might be dealing with like the darker side of idol stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I'm sure it's not going to be as damaging to my psyche as like Perfect Blue is. But I don't want to dip back into that world right now, man. I don't.
I think I'd rather just watch Perfect Blue.
I don't think I can watch Perfect Blue again until there's somebody else who's never seen it that we're showing it to. Gotcha. I think that's the only time I can watch Perfect Blue.
If any listeners haven't seen Perfect Blue, let me know.
I can have the solace of being like, I know how this ends. Things will be okay, or will it? And then I can just I can feed off of the energy of other people going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
that's pretty much the only way I think I can deal with
that. Or you need to wait long enough to where, like, you know it's going to happen, but then things happen. You're like,
things happen.
Wait,
like,
what?
Wait, that's right. That was a thing. I forgot about that. Like,
that's what my experience was last time. It's like, wait, what? I don't remember this. Wait, what's happening? I've seen this movie. I don't know what's happening.
Perfect Blue is probably a perfect movie.
I think it's his best.
Anyways. Oh gosh. So yeah, winter 2025. I think it's going to be a good season, but not so much because there's something really great and there's a bunch of crap, but just because there's some pretty alright stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe some of that will become good. I've got high hopes for Dr. Detective. But we'll see.
I just want it to stay consistent. If it stays a 7, I'll be happy.
I mean, I think if it stays as good as the first 3 episodes have been, I think that deserves going up to an 8. Because then there was no dip in episodes. Does that make sense?
I gotcha.
It's like,
you think it's consistency
if it stays this
8.
If it stays this good or better, then I think it should go up to an 8.
Okay. We might have to talk about that later.
We might. Maybe I'll change my mind. And maybe things will dip. Maybe there'll be a couple episodes where I'm like, I didn't really care about that arc. So overall a 7, but right now I like it. So let's stop recording and go watch the next episode of that.
I'm all down for that.
All right. You can follow us on X at anime_territory. You send us tweet at us and I'll send you a sticker. We're on YouTube and we're pretty much any major podcast platform is Anime Territory. So share us or don't. Listen to us or don't. But we're gonna keep doing this. We're over 100 episodes. We're going. We didn't give up. Part of me was wondering if we should give up at 100 episodes.
Nah, there's still some shows we got to do.
Yeah. There's just we need reasons to rewatch some shows. Mm-hmm. So well, 100 years. Ben and Johnny. 100 years.
You think we're making it 100 years?
That was like a thing on the 100th episode of Rick and Morty. No, it wasn't the 100th episode. It was like the 2nd episode. They're like, 100 years, Rick and Morty.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just like, 100 years, Ben and Johnny.
Like
having adventures.
Sounds like an off-brand Ben and Jerry's.
You are now leaving the anime territory.
Goodbye.